Back in 2020, Philip was arrested for robbery but managed to escape from the courthouse during his trial and was placed on the court's wanted list. 4 years later, he was arrested again for a more serious crime. On May 6, 2024, Philip abducted a 22-year-old nurse who left home around 8 a.m. in the morning to work. He took her to an unknown forest where he tragically ended her life. He stole her iPhone XR, used it to contact her family, and demanded for a ransom amount of 50,000 naira. After receiving this money, he fled to a neighboring state where he exchanged the stolen phone, iPhone XR, for an Infinix Hot 10 and a sum of 65,000 naira. On July 3rd, 2024, he struck again. This time, it's his neighbor's daughter. On that day, around 10 a.m., the 23-year-old lady was sent by her mother to help her buy some fruit from their neighboring estate. Philip, who was their neighbor in the same compound, decided to escort her. Along the way, he lured her into a bush, called his accomplice who assisted him to tie her up and ended her life. He stole her iPhone 6s, contacted her mother and requested for 17,000 naira ransom amount. After receiving it, they fled to another state, sold the iPhone for 8,000 naira. On October 4, 2024, Philip repeated his evil act, this time on his employer's 18-year-old daughter, who was a secondary school student. On that day, she had gone to cover for her sister who owns a POS business. While she was there, someone invited her to come over for a transaction. On her way to the person, she met Philip, who happened to be one of the workers in her father's land. He lured her into her father's land, forced himself on her, and afterward used her phone to call her father, requesting for a ransom amount of 1 million. Meanwhile, when she didn't return home that day, her father reported her missing to the police. So after Philip called and requested for the ransom, he went back to the police station to inform them. He didn't have the 1 million naira that Philip requested, so the police suggested that he send 30,000 naira into the money point account that Philip provided so they can trace the location of the kidnappers. After the ransom was paid, the kidnappers' hideout was traced. However, when the police arrived there, they met no one. The next day, the 18-year-old girl body was found with her ATM machine. Unfortunately for Philip, 2 people saw him at the crime scene. The first eyewitness saw Philip heading into the farm with the girl. After some minutes, he saw him coming out of the farm alone. The second eyewitness, a 15-year-old, saw Philip running out of the farm in a suspicious manner. With this information, Philip was tracked and arrested for questioning. Philip confessed to committing the 3 murders and took the police to the 3 locations where he buried these 3 victims. Philip said he committed 2 of the acts alone, while his friend assisted him with 1 of the acts. He also claimed that this his so-called friend was the one who initiated him into cultism and also taught him how to kidnap, rob, and take people's lives. Amidst the cries of the victim's family, Philip made a shocking statement to the police. Guys, you won't believe what this guy requested for. Part 2. Philip requested from the police that once he's been charged to court, that the judge shouldn't waste his time in hearing his case. He should just execute him immediately. He went ahead and requested that he should be given food to eat before executing him, because those his victims might have eaten before he ordered them. Kept insisting that the police should make sure they arrest his friend and others who initiated him into the confraternity, because they ruined his life. Few other suspects were later arrested, but Philip's friend was never apprehended. 5 months after Philip's confession, on December 30th, 2024, at about 12 p.m., a certain 22-year-old woman drove herself to the police station in a car containing a body of a 28-year-old man with a stab wound to his chest. She told the police that the body was that of her husband. She went ahead to narrate the situation that led to the ugly incident. She stated that her husband wanted to stab her, but she managed to push him. He landed on the knife. Instead, when she realized that he was bleeding, he shouted at her, saying that it's a taboo for him to be caught with a knife. She asked him to explain what he meant by that. He said that he has a charm that protects him, and the rule of that charm is for him to never be caught by a knife. And he started searching for the antidote for the charm. Unfortunately, he had left it with his mom, who lives far away from them. After making this confession, he collapsed and she rushed him to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. On the 29th of January 2025, after serious investigation, police revealed to the public that the man who was stabbed by his 22-year-old wife was Danjuma, Philip's friend, whom they have been looking for over 5 months because of his connection with Philip, the serial killer. What do you think about this story? Let me know in the comment section. I will see you in my next one.